Okay, good morning, good morning. All right, and we can just see people arriving in. Good morning, Bella. So I'm assuming Vincent is there too. Good morning, Kathy. New Zealand is in the house. Hello, Logan. Hello, Pam. How are you doing, everybody? We will give this a few minutes because we do know once we go live, it takes a few seconds to let everybody in. Good morning, Gary. How are you doing? We will give this a minute. Yes, Vincent is here too. If you're watching me and you can see in closed captions, you'll see the closed captions this morning are in Chinese and simplified Chinese. That is because we may have some people on to hear specifically from Hanson that may not speak English or understand it fully. So if you're seeing closed captions in Chinese this morning, who knew Sinead had the skills to figure that out? But we managed to get it going. Okay, so we'll just give it another minute and we'll get going because we all know how slowly you start sometimes on a Saturday morning. Good morning, Chris. How are you doing? Okay. All right. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to this morning's call. For those that don't know me, my name is Sinead Pollock, and I am the General Manager of Mannatech Australasia, a role, as some of you know, that I'm very, very proud to hold. Welcome to our Lead, Laugh, Love podcast. I'm thrilled this morning to have an absolute legend with us. And I know I say this all the time, but I can comfortably say that every time we do a call, we invite somebody on who has something amazing to share, who has, proves time and time again what wonderful leadership and community we have here at Mannatech. Now, Hanson Ma is a two-star platinum presidential director who has been with Mannatech since 2008. Over the course of his career, he has served as Director of Consumer Electronics for the China market at Philips Electronics and as Director of Sales Channels for the China market with Kodak. Again, names we are very, very familiar with. In addition to being a two-star platinum presidential director, Hanson is a member of the prestigious $1 Million Club and serves on the Mannatech North America Strategy Committee. So please join me in welcoming Hanson. We're truly honored to have you here this morning. So good morning, welcome, and thank you for taking the time to join us. I know you're in China this morning, so I think it's around 6 a.m. for you. So we've asked you to set your alarm a little bit early and come in and share with us.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, thank you, Sydney. This is early morning, but good morning for everybody.
So, Hanson, I always like to start with the same question to everybody that we invite. And my question is very simple. Why Mannatech? What made you say yes? What made you keep going? Stories vary. Sometimes people come for the business first, sometimes, and then they fall in love with the product. Sometimes it's the other way around. They fell in love with the product first. So how did you end up with us?
Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. But before sharing my story, I would first like to thank you, Ms. Sydney, for giving me this opportunity to share my story to this conference. Yeah, okay. Why Mannatech? Actually, this is a question I'm often be asked. Let me share my story. Yeah. Probably 20 years ago, I immigrated to Canada from China when I was around 40 years old. Before that, I had a very good job, just as Cindy already introduced. And of course, I have a strong network and valuable experience background in China. But when I'm moving to a new country at 40 years old, that means I had to face the total complete from zero. My educational credential weren't recognized. My professional network was gone. And the past work experience seemed irrelevant. Nothing. So, well, the story is start in Canada, but I think Austria is also a nation from the immigrant. So maybe I think today in this meeting, somebody have the similar experience, just like me. So
Mhm.
what to do? Once when I chose, I think when I chose to immigrate, we have to face the reality and look for the opportunities, for sure. With this mindset, I was completely open to possibility. I look, yeah, I'm looking for jobs at the very beginning, and even I worked as a dealer in a casino. This is I can find the best job for me at that moment. But these jobs, of course, weren't quite what I had hoped for. So when a friend, actually Julia and Tony, they told me the Mannatech, about the Mannatech, I was immediately received. I think maybe it's a good opportunity for me. However, I took my time, probably the 6 months at the very beginning. With these 6 months, I seriously learning about the company, the products, the science behind the products, and the whole industry, and of course, the market. I want to see what I can do. And the real turning point, I think the things made me truly decide to start the business. I attend a manifest. This is a 2008. This is my first time manifest. Thousands of people were there that year.
Mhm.
At that commission, I got lots of the comprehensive view of the company. I was especially deeply moved and inspired by the success stories of the people. They come from the different countries, and uh, all these people, they seem very ordinary, just like me. Some people, even I think they have no any experience with this market, but they had achieved the great success with Mannatech. So in that moment, I felt I had finally found the opportunity I had been searching for, a real chance to succeed. The Mannatech business actually had no barriers to entry, no risk. You don't need to put the money, right? And no language requirements even. And of course, no interview. No interview process. This is open. So everything that I thought original, I think this disadvantage as a new immigrant
Mhm.
suddenly became as a potential advantage, especially, with possibility to build a business across the border.
Mhm.
I can build a business from Canada to Great China. At that
Mhm.
moment, I already see that. So this became an opportunity. So I went all in and start my managed journey with my full commitment at that moment. That's why I chose Mannatech.
I love it, and I think there's so many questions in my head. Firstly, how was it being a casino dealer? But I think, when you're at a high level, you're a two-star platinum. Everybody thinks, oh, it's easy for them, or you have some secret. But in essence, you arrived in a country that you had no history in, and you made a decision, and your Julia and Tony came to you, and you you did what most people do. You do your research. What's the products? What's the science? What's the business? But I love that Manifest was a turning point because I'm a believer that leaders are born at events. And I do feel that when you experience an event, you experience the bigger picture. And I think the possibilities of what it could be become so much clearer. Um, it's an incredible story, and as somebody who has immigrated to, everybody here near here knows I'm Irish. I've immigrated to Australia. It's not always easy. And there's homesickness and there's a lot to do, but when you can find a community like that, Hanson, that's a wonderful story. And I think there's a lot of people listening this morning that can relate to that. So when we look back at 2008, um, what were the things then you come away from Manifest, you committed to it. What did you do? What happened next? What were the things that you did in the early days to get the business moving?
Okay. Yes, when I'm looking back on my early days, I think the biggest challenge I faced was having no network.
Mhm,
Actually, at that moment when I first started in Canada, the people I truly considered as a friends was no more than five.
mhm,
No friends in Canada, right? Because I'm new Cameroon. All my friends, they are living in China. So I think this is a big challenge. But back then, also we have no WeChat at that moment.
mhm,
Even the Facebook is just still, development, but lots of people don't know how to use Facebook. For me, I didn't even with the mobile phone.
mhm,
So no useless for me. So, however, during the Mannatech, the manifest, the commission, my in-law, the Julia and the Tony and me meet Dr. Hans. Actually, Dr. Hans later became my mentor. Yeah, he is very smart. Through our conversation with Dr. Hans and Julia and Tony, I grasped the most critical concept in the Mannatech business is replication.
mhm,
Replication. So just I mentioned at that moment, the big challenge is that I know the very few people. So this is at the beginning is a very, the challenge how to start the Mannatech business. So it's not about how many people you know directly. This is about the leverage. The one or two friends, you have to meet more people
mhm,
and then teach them to do the same. This is exactly very, very important for me in the very beginning. So when I got this, the campus, I came back to China, then I made a commitment to everyone in my downline. Whatever the associate or the customer, or maybe I just meet there one or two times, then I say to everybody, within 100 or maybe the 200 km radius, if you know anyone, they are interested in learning about Mannatech, whatever the product or the business opportunity, no problem. I will drive there to present, do the presentation. Even if you cannot accompany me due to, the work or maybe the family, the commitments, no problem. I can drive to them. So this is I start my business. And another, I think the crucial elements in the beginning is the mindset.
mhm,
Well, a growing Mannatech business can, yeah, we know can bring the rewards, the compensation. We can earn the money, but the start is completely different from a traditional job.
mhm,
For me, after working very hard for a month, it's a very early beginning. I earned probably the first or second Mannatech check. You know how much? $11. At that moment, we got the check.
Yep.
Mannatech, yeah, send the check to my home. So when I
Mm.
open the envelope, find the check, I'm very happy. But the number is $11. I think many people might give up at that
Hmm.
point. They, well, 11, maybe just yeah, you one dinner or one lunch. But I recognize this as a beginning for passive income because this $11 they didn't even come from my direct friends purchasing, but they are from the purchasing from my indirect partner. So
Hmm.
is passion income. So I told my wife, I say, don't think I'm a job. I have a job. I have no job. This is no work. Just think I going to the casino, play the casino. Yeah. So maybe I will lose 1,000 a year, totally. Every month I will, buy probably $150. But in return, you will got very excellent nutrition products and maybe some good skin products, yeah, whatever you can got. This is for return. So don't worry about that. This perspective, freed us, my family, for the expecting a monthly income. Yeah, don't ask this. And when I got $11, I was happy. When I got 100, same month as a 200, I was even happy because it meant my team was growing rapidly. That means that 10 times, 10 times growing. So this is in really fast. So this mindset allowed us to start a business without pressure, but with excitement and joy. This is very important.
It's an incredible way of looking at it. And to the Aussies and the New Zealanders watching this morning, when you say I have nobody to talk to, I want you to think about that again. Or, who will I talk to? Because here we're all surrounded by friends and family that love us, and we think we have no one to talk to, or our kids go to school, or we have work colleagues. For somebody like Hanson, didn't have that and had to find a way. So I think it was Gary wrote in the chat, no more excuses. That's absolutely right. You know, we all create the community we want around us. So I think there's a really good lesson in there for everybody just listening to Hanson's perseverance. And there would have been the excitement of your check, and then somebody else would have said, oh, $11. Now, back in 2008, $11 went a lot further than it does now, but still it's $11. And now you're here as a 2-star platinum. That's incredible, and that's true determination, right? I think that's the thing. You wanted to make it work. When you think of what you did back then, Hanson, what do you wish that you knew then to make it easier that you know now? Like, was there a lesson you learned along the way that you felt, I wish I knew this sooner?
Yes, okay. I think uh, the most important for me, yeah, when I started the business, right now, when I think back, I think the meeting,
Hmm.
attend the meeting is a fundamental fact for growing Mannatech business.
Hmm.
Actually, in the very beginning, I did not prioritize them enough. I would, but for me, I would attend them myself. I
Hmm.
very seriously treat this business, but I didn't insist that my friends or customer to attend because everybody is very busy. They are all busy. So I didn't prioritize them enough.
Yeah.
But I think that everyone, they should, if you want growing a business, you need know a reality. The event, the meeting, that trans people's thinking. In this business, please remember
Mhm.
the principle. That means that small meetings bring small changes. Major events bring major commitment. If you no meeting, no events means no business. So this is very, very important. So therefore, using a tool of the event, of the meeting, infinitely to paramount. You must attend the meeting yourself. Insist that your partners and your customers also attend the meeting. And as a leader, you must learn to how organize a meeting. This is extremely important, very, very important. Meeting, the only fundamental.
I love that. So when you start a new associate now, is that the advice that you give them when they show up? So you've just signed up Bob and he's your new associate and he wants to start building the business. Um Obviously showing up and coming to meetings is important. What else do you do tell a new associate to get them going?
Okay, for the new associate, yeah, the associate that means they start Mannatech as a business, right? So
Yep.
my advice is whatever, how old are you? Maybe as young people or lots of, for my team is, they are probably the more than 40, sometimes they are a lot of more than 50. So
Mhm.
I ask them, whatever working experience before the Mannatech, if you want to start a Mannatech business, empty your cap of your past work experience. Yeah, whatever. This is maybe somebody is very successful in the other business, or maybe somebody the better experience. No problem. Back,
Mhm.
empty your cap and attend every Mannatech meeting and event you can. Immerse yourself in learning the knowledge of this industry. This is a totally the brand new industry for us. And so you need to learn. And the more you accumulate whatever, both the product knowledge and
Mhm.
the business skills, the more you can pursue business and influence with other people. That means that your team can grow. And as a result, your team will grow and large and large. Yeah, I think this is very important for the new people.
I love meetings. I love events, and I made that note. Small meetings bring small change. Major events bring major change, and I love that comparison. And you need both. You need the small in-home or coffee shop meetings, and you want the bigger events. And I think because to my mind, the biggest thing that builds is the community, the sense of we are all in this together. And I think it really helps with the what's possible, what is your dream, where do you want to go, and goal setting. Hanson, what does your day look like? What are the things that you do daily in your business that keep it moving and growing and got it to where it was?
Yes, for my daily, I think here, of course, the learning is a daily job.
Yes.
But yeah, also, I think for me, the the very important is improve myself to learning from the books and attend the meeting. Yeah, just the family meeting sometimes very small, but it also is
Mhm.
very important. And also, you need to sharing the story, the products to everybody. Yeah, just I mentioned when I can start Mannatech business at the very early beginning, I say I have less friends, but I remember this word is come from downline. Actually, this is Li Qing. He said, in this business, the very important is you don't worry about these people because when we open the window, what is the most the people? You can see the people everywhere. So that means the people is there, but you need to sharing your story to them very actively. So this is very important. So from them, um, I give my commitment is that I need to sharing the products and the opportunity to the other people's every day, at
Mhm.
least one.
Yes.
Yeah, but with the WeChat because the technology is developed very fast. So with the WeChat and this new technology, this is became easily. But
Mhm.
at the very beginning, this is difficult. But right now, this is easy and this became the daily work. So automatically, I will send this message. Even right now, I still sharing the products to everybody. When I come back to the China, I take a taxi from the airport to my home. This is the long journey. I will sharing this opportunity to the driver. To everybody, yeah, sometimes somebody they will interested in that, but somebody they refuse. But don't worry about that. Don't worry
Mhm.
about more refuse. That means more accept. So this is I think very important, and also this should be the everyday's work.
I love that because that's the consistency. Um, that's the consistency that defines, I think, great leaders is having those conversations everywhere. We had an event recently in Sydney in June, and we were at a hotel, and our good friend Diandra, who was attending this event, and I reckon he spoke to every staff member at some point about just started conversations, light conversations, so exploring the possibilities. And I think this is sometimes we get a little bit afraid to do these things, but it's what I see consistently among the great leaders and those that have achieved the success. They continue to open their mouth and share something. And I spoke with somebody this week, Bella, I'm going to out you because it was you. And we talked about the power of sharing a story as opposed to here's my product, isn't it wonderful? But sharing a story and the difference that it makes. And I think, Hanson, your story of perseverance, I think, has inspired so many of us this morning just listening to it because um, I did not know that you didn't go to Canada until you were 40. And when you're at that age, sometimes change is hard. And it's a big commitment to move across the world, especially when there's a language barrier. Um, you mentioned Dr. Hines, and for those of you that don't know, Dr. Hines is Hanson's upline, Dr. Steve Hines. I'm sure we've had him on a call previously. Um, I've had the pleasure of talking to Dr. Hines and his wonderful wife Barbie at events at a manifest. How important was his mentorship to you,
Oh,
Hanson?
yeah, this is a really important. In the Mannatech, yeah, just I mentioned you need to
Mm,
learn everything, right? The knowledge, the product, and the business especially. So you need to find a mentor. You
mhm,
need to find the coach. So for me, it's a very, the lucky is my in-law, the Julia and the Tony, they bring me to the manifest. And actually, I also mentioned in the very beginning, the 6 months, I learned lots of the knowledge. Actually, I got lots of the matrix is come from the Julia. Yeah, she actually joined Mannatech before me is 2 years, so she got lots of the matrix. And yeah, right now in our team, the happy team, we also have a principle. We say you need to whatever you want to do something, the new things you need to talk about with your mentor, with your applying the leaders.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think in Mannatech business, everybody have a leader, have an enroller,
Mhm.
but the leader is the most important. The enroller maybe just a customer, they love the product, so they can share the product, but only the leader can bring you to success. So I'm very lucky. Yeah, we have got the Dr. Hans. So right now in Happy Team, we call the system is a Hans system. The Hans global, the system. So this is also we very thanks for the Dr. Hans to give us. And also I remember very clearly, Dr. Hans is living the Seattle,
Mhm.
Washington, United States. Probably the 2 or 3 hours live with Vancouver. So lots of weekend, Dr. Hans open his the house. And we bring our friends travel from Vancouver to Seattle, attend the home party.
Oh,
Every time, yeah, the people that come to we meet with our hands, they are very became excitement,
yes.
So this is a great chance. And also, I remember at the very beginning, when I achieved a level, at that moment, we call the national director. Probably is a 6,000, the total PPV. So right now, this is called the direct, right? The direct level.
Mhm.
When I got this level, actually, I think in Mannatech, this level is a very beginning. This is just start. But Dr. Hans, he traveled from Seattle to Vancouver and bring a ego, the ego to me and say, right now in many business, you already start. You will become an ego. So he gave me the ego
Oh,
to,
wow.
yes, this, and I think this is very, inspire me. So when
Mhm.
I became the presidential director, and when I became the high level, I buy 100 eagles. And every, the downline, they became a presidential director in Mannatech, I will give an eagle to them as a gift. Right now, my 100 eagle already sell out because
Wow.
yeah, more than the 100 PDs in my team. So
What a
very important.
beautiful tradition to start. And I think, it's about what it means to somebody, I think. And obviously Dr. Hines doing that for you, it meant something that you passed it on. Um, you mentioned Julia and Tony a lot, and for those that don't know, he's referring to his upline Julia Zhu and Tony Bao, also um incredible leaders within our Mannatech community. So I think there is a pattern here, everybody, and we always say success leaves clues. Great leaders find great leaders. They encourage and they empower. They don't drag them along, but they inspire, and the results come from that. Hanson, we do have a question in the chat, and the question is, how do you get potential customers to stay engaged and consider investing in a high-priced product over time?
Pardon?
Okay, so they're asking about how do you get your potential customers to stay engaged and consider investing in high-priced products. So I think there's a view that our products are on the higher side. And how do you have those conversations and help your customers stay engaged and keep going?
Oh, okay, yeah. Uh, Actually, I never think Mannatech products is a high price. Um, Actually, in Mannatech, this is a different with traditional because our product is not displayed in the supermarket, so didn't compare with the others. So in the Mannatech, when I talk with the customer, we only give the reason why you need use this product because Mannatech product give you a whole, the support for your health. And right now, everybody knows that health is very important for everybody. So if you want to give a total health, you need the product. So I'm also talk with my downline, say, forgot the price of Mannatech. You don't, remember very clearly our ampertose is how much. No, this is don't important. You just need to talk your customer, say, okay, if you want to change your health from this moment to the next future, maybe 1 month, 3 months, most we will say at least 3 months with the Mannatech products, then you will totally change, you can become very healthy. But in the process, maybe you need to spend, 300 US dollar or maybe 600 US dollar. But this means is a totally you need to cost. I will, combine the different products for you. Yeah, of course, based on the different customer requirement, we will give sometimes, I remember at the very beginning, we give 500 US dollar the product. So we call this is the beginning, the package. This is a 500, including the products we can combine, but you don't need to, the every product's price. So this is the total, the 500. So I remember very clearly, probably in the beginning, the 3 years or 5 years in my team, 500 package, this is the most sale pack, probably the more than 90%. The new people, they join Mannatech, they will buy this pack. So forgot the detailed products with Mannatech. The health is more important. Is I say, yeah, to a customer.
For us too here in Australia and in New Zealand, Hanson, we in the old days we had the All-Star pack. It was $1,375, and we sold more of that than anything else
Yeah,
in
that's
those
great.
days
Yeah, that's
because
great.
I think it comes down to belief in the product and understanding what you can the value you can offer and the difference that you can make to somebody that really wants to try the products and get the benefit out of them. So, I
Yeah.
think that's a very good way of looking at it. Um, One question we always end on, and somebody's just asked it a similar question in the chat, is what's a book you always recommend to people, Hanson?
Okay. Yes. Without a doubt, I would recommend Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Mhm,
This book is, more than just about making money.
mhm,
This is about the mastering your principle of
mhm,
achievement.
mhm,
The core idea, I remember, actually, I read this book more than 5 times, maybe the 10 times this book. Um, the core idea for the book is whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So when I start with nothing, no network, no work experience, it was only my mindset that determined my success. So I think the book gave me the framework to build that mindset,
mhm,
and it also teaches you to crystallize your desire and build evolving phase and create a definite plan of action. So in our business, we are facing the rejection, the
Mhm.
refusing, and the challenge. So think and grow rich provide the mental tools to persist, to see the opportunity in change.
Love it. And I think that's a book that's been mentioned before. I'm just putting it into the chat so everybody knows because they always ask me what was the book again. Think and Grow Rich. I just can't spell. I'm going to say there's a couple of people have read it, and if you have, give me a one in the chat. But I also suggest maybe go read it again because, as you said, you've read it multiple times. Yes, okay. Pam's read the book, and I'm sure others have. But again, it is always good to go back and read it again. Um, we're going to share. We're going to end the call. And I just want to share with everybody because it's really signs that the company is growing and moving. Hanson is currently in China. He's not dialing in from Vancouver, so it is early in the morning for him. But there's an opening of a new Mannatech center today in Guangzhou, which is truly, truly exciting. I think our fabulous CEO, Landon, will be joining you today. So it's an exciting moment for everybody. Landon, Hanson, am I correct? It's going to be a great day.
Yes, yes, yeah. And one more words. Actually, in the past 3 months, I have a very small group. They are in the Austria, and they, I think, got the great support from you. And in here, I just want to make this chance to recognize them. The Miss Yan Chi. Right now, I think she already PPD, but this he achieved in Great China, but she also moved immigrate to the Austria. But in the very short time, she built the team. This is a
Yes,
great, and also her daughter, we call the Bei and the Han Yudi,
you do.
and Emma. Emma is very fast. Already became the direct, and of course the Hong Na, her in-law. Great job. Keep going and growing fast.
Yudi is on the call. Yudi's just because she's
Yeah,
listed
I
as
saw you.
iPhone, and she said, "This is Yudi. Welcome, Yudi. Good morning." I did share with Hanson that you've been in to see us a couple of times, and with you, you brought the rain. But it has been incredible to meet you and your mom and Kathy. So it's been incredible. Hanson, we wish you a day of success. We wish you a day of joy and fun and sharing. And thank you so much for being on the call with us this morning. You've really re-emphasized the nature of telling stories because you've told your story this morning and you've inspired us. And I think there are people going to leave this call today or watch it later on because we know a lot of people watch this later on. That will take a lot away from your story and what's possible, no matter how the situation is, or if you think you've nobody to talk to. So thank you for coming and sharing with us. It's been absolutely incredible.